If you are looking to take a self-defense classes, learning arnis would be a brilliant choice. So arnis is currently the national martial art and sport of the Philippines. Although the art is defensive in nature rather than offensive, it is one of, if not the best martial arts for multiple attackers. The moves involved in arnis are designed to finish the fight in a few moves as possible. But what is arnis? So arnis, the origin of arnis martial arts is from the Philippines. It is also known to some part of the country as eskrima and kali. The objectives of arnis focus mainly on defending oneself through the use of hand-to-hand combat, grappling, disarming of weapons, and striking with sticks. So arnis has evolved in more than 100 variations, developed by different islands and families. And one reason for this number of variation is the Philippines is an archipelago. However, all the said styles of variation used in machete, knife, sticks, and empty hand styles such as Filipino boxing and wrestling, the primary weapon used in arnis is a baton. It is 28 inches in length and can be used as a single weapon or a dual weapon. The stick or baton is considered sacred by arnis practitioner and is always treated with the utmost care. So let's dig in more deeper knowledge. So what is the 7 arnis stances? In any martial arts discipline, becoming an expert with the art starts with the proper fighting stances. So arnis has a lot of different fighting stances that each have their own suitable application depending on the circumstance. The following are the 7 basic arnis stances that you should master. Ready stance. Hold the stick on both sides with 2 to 3 inches allowance from the edge of the stick. Your feet should be parallel to your shoulder with the toes pointing forward. Keep your knees straight and your body facing forward. Your hands should be on a waist level. This stance is used to stand at ease during training and tournament competitions. Attention stance. Keep the heels close together with your feet forming a 45-degree angle. The waist and body should face forward and shoulders drop to the side. Hands should still be kept at a waist level. This stance is used to prepare for bowing before a sparring starts. Forward stance. The foot aligned with your dominant hand should be the foot moving forward. Arnis uses the same concept as fencing with foot stances. If you are right-handed, your right foot should be the one in the front. The knees of your left foot must be slightly bent with the heel of the back foot a little raised. The back foot should act as a spring for faster mobility. Contrary to popular belief, your toes should not be pointing forward. For example, if you have right foot as your lead foot, the toes should point 45 degrees on the left. In the fighting arts, it is crucial to protect your center line because it is the most vulnerable target in the body. Your left foot and right foot should also be under 3 inches apart. The forward stance is the best fighting stance for frontal striking and blocking techniques. Next is back stance. This stance is the opposite of the forward stance, wherein the rear foot moves backward. When moving backward, the recommended distance covered per step is around 6 inches and should not increase over 8 inches. This stance is used to invasion techniques and blocking. Side stance. In the side stance, the moving foot is always perpendicular to the ground while the other leg is extended. It should look as if you are going to perform a side kick. The body should also not too low and avoid overextending when doing this stance. Overextending will make you vulnerable to an attack with no room for a counter. This stance is usually followed by an oblique stance. The stance is very effective for strike deflection. Oblique stance. This stance is used when moving left and right. When either the leg or rear foot moves toward the left or right, it is necessary to do complementary steps. The complementary step is a principle that originates from the ancient samurai art, which states that in all fighting arts, when one foot moves, the other must immediately follow. If you are moving to the right, the rear foot must immediately follow the direction of movement of the lead foot. Struggle stance. From the ready stance, move one of your feet away from the other foot until the distance is about 2 inches. Your lower legs must be perpendicular to the ground and the toes pointing forward.
Handa sa pagpugay. Pugay o Arnis Basic Stances. Attention stance. Stand with feet at 45 degrees angle, heels close together. Open leg stance. Stand with legs spread apart about shoulder width. Straddle leg stance. Spread legs about twice the width of shoulder and bend knees outward. Heels firmly planted and toes planting straight forward. Distribute weight evenly on both legs. Forward stance. Move one leg forward at a distance about twice the width of shoulder and about 30 degrees to the side, and bend front leg at the knee with cane in the center and in fighting form. Rear leg is extended fully with both feet flat on the ground. Back stance. Stand with one foot backward with rear foot toes pointing outward and front foot toes pointing forward so that the 2 feet form an L shape. Rear knee should be a little bent. Weight of 70% for the rear leg and 30% for the front leg. Oblique forward stance. This is executed by stepping either foot obliquely forward and obliquely to the left or to the right. Cat stance. The weight distribution is around 90% for the rear leg and 10% only for the front lifting leg.
The 12 basic striking techniques of Arnis. Once you have mastered the basic stances of Arnis, you are now ready to learn the 12 basic striking techniques. These techniques are used with the stances. The effectivity of each strike heavily relies on mobility, which is why you must have the strong command of the basic stances before learning the 12 basic striking techniques. Left temple strike. From the forward stand, twist your wrist to an angle of 1 o'clock as you pull your hand towards your shoulders to prepare for the strike. Swing your arm in the 1 o'clock direction in a slashing action while placing the other hand on your chest. The action should be diagonal downward swing to the left temple of the enemy. Left torso strike. The left torso strike involves the practitioner to extend the lead hand when striking to deliver maximum force. This strike is a diagonal forehand slashing swing towards any part of the body between the shoulders and the hips. When swinging the left lead hand, the turning force must initially come from the rear foot, then followed by the hip rotation to make the blow more effective. Right torso strike. Just like the left torso strike, again, the practitioner will extend the weapon hand to strike any part of the body on the right side between the shoulder and the hips. The arm's movement is a backhand slashing swing. Thrust strike. The strike is a powerful thrust to the solar plexus of the opponent. It can cause fatal damage to the organs within the abdominal area. This move is most helpful when you notice that the opponent is overcommitting in his forward foot movement when striking. This is an effective counter against a temple strike, but remember to never stretch out when doing the thrust strike. The force of the attack should come more from the momentum of the opponent coming forward, and it should be more of a counter. Using it as a casual strike open up the body to attacks from the opponent. Left chest stab. This strike involves extending the arm in a thrusting motion with the palm placing outward towards the left chest of the opponent. Right chest stab. This strike is similar to the left chest stab but aim the thrust to the right chest of the opponent. When done right, the opponent's lungs will be damaged, which will make it hard for him to breathe and even cause death. Left leg strike. This technique involves striking the opponent's lower leg, usually the knee or ankle, to immobilize him. It is necessary to lower your lead leg and strike in downward diagonal slashing motion to the opponent's leg with the palm facing upward. In traditional arnis, the aim of the technique is to just hit any part of the leg. However, in modern arnis and Jeet Kune Do, the left leg strike should be aimed 6 inches above the knee where a pressure point exists. When hit correctly, one blow could immobilize the opponent. Right leg strike. This technique is similar to the left leg strike but aims the strike at the right leg of the opponent. The motion of this technique is a diagonal downward backhand swing. Left eye poke. This technique is similar to the left chest stab but with the strike aimed at the left eye socket. The goal of this attack is to take away the opponent's vision and thus ending the fight faster. Right eye poke. Just like the left eye poke, this technique takes away the opponent's vision. However, this technique is aimed at the right eye of the opponent. Crown strike. This strike is straight downward overhead. Swing to the crown of your opponent's head. This will throw him off balance and could even knock him out after a single strike. Learning how to defend yourself is essential in today's time because of the number of people with ill intention in the street. Arnis is the best form of martial arts to learn to self-defense against multiple attackers. It is also a great way to discipline your mind and improve your body. The techniques of Arnis are extremely lethal when learned correctly. It is necessary for you to master these 12 striking techniques to become an effective Arnis practitioner.